We haven't had that in a while.
Yep, we're out of the glass bottles.
Why about the plastic bottles too?
R.I.P. They're so hard to find.
They are.
Well, they have them at Costco, and I'm not paying like $40.
Well, yeah, for a 30-pack or whatever.
30-pack or whatever it is.
That's a lot.
So Giant likes to hide them. They're not in with the soda. They're like on an end cap.
One in Pottstown, they're in with the soda.
Oh, ours, they're like on an end cap, just wherever they think looks good.
When I stopped at the one in Pottstown, when I dropped Tony off at school, it was on the end but it was in the aisle with all the other, because they've got those birch beers that are in glass bottles and whatever else.
Ginger beers.
And it was there with
sense.
that stuff. But
sure.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Friends
to the Soda Podcast.
To the Friends Who Can Keep podcast. I mean, I don't know that I could make a whole podcast about it, but
I can make a whole podcast about wine for sure.
But wine has
different.
A more varied,
What do you guys?
There's a lot of different factors.
Yeah, well, and there's also like
when you drink.
It's not just brands. Like there's a lot of types.
Yeah, there's types and brands. You drink different brands. You drink different types. I drink Coke, and regular Coke. I don't drink Diet Coke.
But you could talk about the other ones, like how gross they are. But there's really only like 4 soda brands.
No, there's a lot more than that.
Well, the overall.
In terms of this kind of soda, yes, there's only
2. Well,
no, because there's Coke, Pepsi, RC,
and what's the A&W? That's only root beer.
And then you've got like
what was the? Oh, I guess it was RC. That was.
And you've got like generic bar cola.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The store cola. Every store cola.
Store brand. Yeah.
We should go on a deep dive of the names of the store brand. My brother drinks store brand Mountain Dew, and it's like...
And compare them. You could do like a blind taste test.
We did compare regular Mountain Dew to store brand Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
And the store brand tasted better.
Interesting.
I think.
I want to do... Because you can
it
get
had
them,
a funny name, like Mountain Mist,
you can get
Mountain
them for
Spring.
You can get them for the Soda Stream.
We have Mountain Dew.
Because I want to get... like the generic, the name brand, make it in the Soda Stream and see.
Because they have Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Sprite.
They don't have Coke.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
They have Pepsi?
They have Pepsi. They don't have Coke. And they have Mountain Dew.
I think there's a diet,
like,
too.
is it like the flavor
packets?
It's
like a little liquid
like
syrup.
The liquid that you would use, to make
and then you mix in, like...
Oh, that's fun.
Uh-huh. We've tried root beer.
That.
And I have Mountain Dew. We just haven't opened it.
That'd be good for Alex.
Because we've been drinking Gator wine. Oh, but that wouldn't...
Gator
the
wine?
Mountain
You've
Dew.
been drinking Gator
The
wine.
Mountain Dew sangria. Yeah, Gator wine is half red wine, half Gatorade. Sounds disgusting.
Half light blue
It sounds absolutely disgusting.
Blue drank plus
light blue.
Cheap table red
light
wine.
blue Gatorade.
Oh boy, but it's
cheap
good.
Oh my god. Ask my brother. We'll down a glass in no time.
I would like to try this.
I will make it this summer.
Yes, please.
And then we've also had the Hooter Sangria, which they claim is half Mountain Dew,
It's not
half
Hooters,
red.
it's...
Hooters. Half red wine, half Mountain Dew.
I thought it was Applebee's.
No, it's Hooters. No, the
Applebee's
sangria
margarita?
No, the sangria. But theirs is is liquor in their sangria.
I didn't think it was Hooters.
It's Hooters. Yeah.
So, okay, so you say that Hooters sangria...
Half Mountain Dew, half red wine. So we also tried that, and it was a crowd pleaser. My grandmother loved it.
You're just blowing my mind.
Yeah,
with all these
we were calling them
interesting
wine
soda
crimes.
uses.
Yeah, I don't know where you heard that one from.
It was on. I think it was like a TikTok or like.
But we can thank Binging with Babish for the
the Gator wine. I was so intrigued, so we took the stuff to the mountains to try it because my brother's like, yeah, I'll try it. The sangria wasn't that bad, so we made it, and he was like, this is deadly because it tastes like juice. Like
it takes away the. Babish said that it takes away the bite.
Yeah, so like you just
Sure,
get
I
the
can
sweetness of
absolutely
a red wine,
Mm-hmm.
like just the actual flavors, and not that like
That bite.
burny oaky kind of
Okay.
is gone.
Yeah.
And we have one more to try, which is a redneck margarita, which is Mountain Dew and tequila. Mm-hmm. That's next. But my brother didn't want to try that. He wanted to try that one when he was on vacation. Because I guess he thinks that one's really gonna...
It's fancier.
Or like it's gonna... You're gonna drink too much of it.
Sure.
Maybe he has a... Maybe tequila is like the thing he can't drink anymore. Like, you know, everybody has that, like, I don't drink this anymore. Maybe tequila is it.
I do like tequila.
I haven't had a margarita in a long time.
Same. It's soon gonna be patio margarita time.
Pretty soon. I mean, all I ever drink is wine. That's it.
Yeah.
Because it's just, like, easy.
Yeah. Goes down smooth.
It does. It goes with everything.
Let me tell you, sometimes it cures whatever's bothering
All of
you.
it. Oh,
just that first sip. It's like a coffee sip. You know, like that first sip of coffee in the morning. It's like, I can do this day. Yep. Yes.
Or like there's some. It signals something in your brain. Like, I'm done now.
It's definitely like psychosomatic like that.
Like,
yeah.
Because I mean, obviously, like, I'm not drinking like wine all day long. So like, it's after everything else is done. You're like, oh, let me just have like a little wine, and then your brain's like, oh, we're done.
Yeah, it's like you're good.
Game over. The day is done.
Chop. Yes, you've done it. Here's your trophy. You earned this.
Even if it is like dinner time or happy hour time, I'm like, no, we're done. I've clocked out.
Yeah. Usually I'll have it when I'm cooking dinner.
Yes, I have found that. Because for a long time I would like, no, I'll just wait till like the kids are in bed. Because that way, like, I can just relax. But I've been liking it more when I'm cooking. I don't know what it is. I'm like, is this some sort of like thing that everyone's gatekeeping? Like, is this what everyone is doing? And it's just like a little tiny bit.
Just a little glass. That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need. I guess it just
makes it more fun. Brian's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's fine.
You have a little Coke while you're cooking your... No. What do you have when you cook now?
Oh, yes.
Well, you have to be outside.
Yeah, even then I haven't done it.
Well, yeah, when it's warmer out.
Twice,
but I bought Brian cigars for our anniversary.
Oh, nice.
Because he wanted to start smoking cigars.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing. I mean...
So that's your...
It's like your little treat.
Yeah.
Your little treat when you're cooking. It's like just that first puff or whatever. It's like...
Just that first butane torch light up.
Yeah, like it's like you said, it signals something in your brain that it's like you've done enough. You're good.
Yes. Hooray for you.
Hooray. Yes. Yeah, it's equivalent to that.
Yeah. I would assume it's like what people do when they use gummies.
Sure.
It's the same idea.
Sure.
I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
I didn't ever use gummies in that fashion.
Me neither.
I'm getting there.
One day.
I know.
One day in the near future, we'll try. A friend of ours offered to get well, she has them. Dana has some.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh, we should try them.
Friend of the show.
Yeah. And we were like, oh.
Now, that would be a podcast.
Well, that we were going to watch Dateline. Take one.
Oh, can I join this? I want to come.
Wouldn't it be so fun?
Wow, that would be fun.
You didn't want to watch the episode I wanted to watch?
No, I do. I will watch it because I listened to another show about that guy.
Yeah.
It's not the Dateline. But I was like, it's way deeper than... It's like a mistaken... Not mistaken.
I gotta
it's like he's falsifying who he is.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say like mistaken identity, but it's not. Like
not identity theft.
He did some horrible things, and then he just like moved to another country and was pretending to be someone else.
Oh,
but like, how are you doing that in? I don't know, like 2024. Like, it's new,
right? Like,
this isn't like in the early 2000s where like you could easily, or even like in the 80s and 90s.
They can still track you now, even better. So yeah, I don't understand how people can just
he was accused of like some crimes where he would have left DNA.
I don't think I have it.
So I'm like, can't they just test your DNA and confirm that it's you or not?
Right.
So I must be missing like a big piece of something of why like they don't just test him. Like,
but I mean,
so like in the old, do you not have DNA from like what he did before?
Right.
Or because I think he's accused of like assault and things. Mm-hmm. So like
it's on there, yeah.
But maybe his crimes are they can't be that old because he's not that old. Like before DNA. Because that was like
found it.
Like
not in the early 2000s.
No,
there was definitely DNA.
Yeah, yeah. But like, or like, do they just don't have the cause? I don't know, but it's ridiculous.
That is crazy.
But the guy's voice is like nails on a chalkboard. So Dana was like, the only way I could watch this episode is if I was slightly high.
To hit a nerve. What do you say to
He's got, like, a
someone
face
who
mask
believes
on.
that you are Nicholas Aliverdi?
I am not Nicholas.
The Nicholas is the guy who committed the terrible crimes.
What do you say to
not
people who say these are crocodile tears?
Yeah, he's claiming
putting
he's
on
not
The show.
when-
This is all an act. Oh, Ika. No,
I don't know who that lady is.
His girlfriend, or his wife.
But, like, was she around?
Does he have breathing problems?
Well,
Here comes the best part.
What's the most important
Here
thing
goes the best
today
part.
that you want people to know, both of you?
We were once a normal family, but thanks to the media, our lives have been interrupted. And we'd like privacy, and I would like to go back to being a normal husband. But I can't, because I can't breathe, I can't walk. People say that's not. Let me try to stand up. Let me try to stand up. Exactly.
she clearly pushes him.
I'm a woman from Dateline Land.
She's trying not to laugh.
They say this.
He's laughing.
Yeah. So he's not even, like, really wearing it.
Oh my god, I want to watch it so
It's-
bad.
it's
So
really-
I wonder, yeah, like he's wearing it to like mask his voice.
And he's not, is the Nicholas Aliverdi.
The accusation that he's not British, that is a fake accent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
So he
couldn't
just,
hear
like,
that
moved-
at all.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
He just moved to England and,
Yeah.
like, started a new life. And then somehow someone noticed. So maybe his crimes are a little older.
I don't know. You are correct. She 100% pushes him down.
Yeah.
When he says, "I
Oh,
can't
yeah,
walk,"
yeah.
and
Yeah,
stands
she
up.
tries to make it look like she's, like,
She
reaching
puts,
for him.
well, she
but
puts one hand behind him, and then one hand like in his coat, and you can't see her hand in his coat, but she's clearly like
right.
pushing him
Yeah.
back down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because he like
doing.
Yeah.
it's all one motion of
Yeah,
him like
like,
getting
of course,
up and
like, if I stood up
immediately-
like that, I'd fall backwards too.
Right,
Like, that's just how
right.
gravity works.
Yeah.
and that Daylight.
But even the woman from Dateline was laughing. She was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god!"
I think that one, I don't think it's solved yet.
I have no idea.
I think that's one of those Datelines where you're going to get, like, an
Interesting.
update.
Why wasn't it Keith Morrison?
That's a bit.
I needed that moment to be Keith Morrison.
We need to watch the Keith with Lori Vallow. Because apparently his
Oh,
interview
God.
with her, she clearly, like, knows who he is and knows, like, how he runs Dateline. Because she's like,
gotcha.
yeah, because she's always like,
Kind of.
the clips are, she keeps saying, like, Keith, I thought we were friends. Come on. Like, she's really, like, trying to, like, egg him on for him to, like,
Oh, that pesky DNA.
yeah, like, or when he says the F word, which is, like, the greatest moment in Dateline history.
I think you sent it to me.
Speaking of like weird,
We watched that episode.
Did we?
Uh-huh. Or I did. It's incredible.
Maybe we did. I don't remember it vividly, but maybe we did.
I think he might tell someone to shut the fuck up. Maybe?
Who, Keith?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He says it.
We'll find it. Mm-hmm. Talk amongst yourselves.
And it's really funny. Like, really funny.
That's
Because
crazy.
it just comes, like, so naturally.
Just so naturally, like
Like-
he just forgot that he was on TV, and he's like, "Listen."
Yeah. But the Lori Vallow, he's letting her have it. Because, like, he's not taking her shit, and she's really trying.
Did you guys see this one documentary on Netflix about this Australian influencer?
Yes.
Yes.
The apple cider vinegar?
Yeah, I think that's what it was called. I forget her name.
Oh,
Not
what was her
Blondie,
name?
Bambi.
What was her
Something-
name?
It was something like with a B.
It was weird because, but
Blondie.
there was two. There was one girl who was doing.
So it wasn't apple cider vinegar, but it was. It's the
Oh,
girl
it's
that's
Belle
facing-
Gibson.
Belle, that's it. Belle.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. Wasn't that wild
But-
and so messed up?
So I watched another thing on her, and I feel like there's so much more to the story because the
There
Netflix
has to be.
the Netflix documentary was so, well, like
was short.
the dramatic reenactment. But I want to know what happened to that other girl. What was her deal? The one who like was doing that the coffee enemas and stuff.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Because there was two side by side.
Oh no, I just saw the Belle Gibson one. I didn't know.
Oh,
about
did you watch
coffee.
the 60 Minutes thing?
No,
Because there's another one.
I just saw the one on Netflix.
Oh, I wonder what I watched then.
The Belle Gibson was on Netflix. Yeah.
And it's her, and then there's another girl in that show who's doing like the coffee enemas and like She's also real, but like...
But isn't there a show called Apple Cider Vinegar?
Yeah.
But isn't that based off of Belle Gibson, or is that based off of the Coffee Girl?
No, but it's based on Belle Gibson,
right.
but they're like both happening at the same time.
Oh, I don't know about the other girl then.
And I want to know like what her deal was. Was she also lying? Because that girl did pass away. So
like the other girl?
Yeah, like she legitimately had cancer, whereas like Belle Gibson did not.
Yeah.
And I just want to know like what was going on over here? Because this also sounded very interesting.
I didn't know about the coffee enema girl. Oh my gosh.
Because I guess her thing is more
right.
Because it's the thing she was doing is from a doctor. Or
Absolutely.
like a holistic doctor or something. So like hers was a little bit more based in reality, where like the Belle Gibson was just making shit up.
Yeah, but like I had some questions
love
after
those
that. I'm like,
things.
where is she? Like where is she now? And how could they not get her?
She's in like a third world country.
She wasn't though. She's in like she got kicked out because they caught on.
Oh,
what
did
she
they?
Was doing.
Because she went to do like
charity work or something.
Yeah, in like an African country
like
or
Ethiopia or something.
With water, like getting them water or something. I
don't know, something like that.
She like changed her whole appearance. She was wearing like a headdress.
Yes. No, I saw that. But at the end of the Netflix documentary, they said like they caught on to what she was doing, and I think they kicked her out.
Oh man.
Right. So where the hell is she?
Did she not get extradited? Or she was never really brought up on anything because they had information for charity fraud, but then she fixed it. I
don't think she did though. I don't think she ever paid for it.
Not full, but she did make payments to some of the charities. She was saying
right.
So I don't know like.
Oh right.
Did they
not?
That
might have been like enough. You know, that she's making payments, so like we can't really.
Right. I'm not committing. It just there was an accounting error. I do remember her saying that. There was an accounting error.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was.
Did you find it? No.
Well, I did, but I was trying to find the uncensored clip.
Oh. It might not exist.
No, it does. It's from 5 years ago.
Yeah, it is older.
Who's
the person he's interviewing?
Some guy named Ed, and it's in prison.
Ed.
Good old Ed.
Because Ed's talking about... Oh, here it is.
Ed.
I thought the clip was going to be on this Facebook post, but it came up on Google just because of all the comments. I don't know what... So Ed is the murderer. He killed some guy named Chris. Because that clip is about Chris's family remembering him. And all the comments are like... how hard of an episode it was to watch, but they're like, man, it was great when Keith's interviewing Ed in prison, and Ed, I can't understand.
Well, he says like
the clips I'm seeing are like someone recorded it on their TV, so the audio quality is shit.
Yeah.
I can't understand what Ed is saying, and then Keith Morrison just goes, Ed, I don't give a sweet flying fuck about
Yes. Yes. It's even better than just like shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
He really
Wow.
Yeah. Keith was not taking shit from it. I feel like this Lori Vallow episode is gonna be like that, where like Keith is putting on
he's gonna
star performance.
Flying fuck about that.
God, I love Dateline. So much better than 2020.
I have saved. I just found it. Searching for this. BuzzFeed has an article up from 2021. 14 Dateline episodes that feature Keith Morrison being so incredibly Keith Morrison.
It's just so good.
So we'll have to watch these.
Like, how did he just get so good at what he does? And it's so niche. Like, he can't do anything else.
Right.
Keith, you are
and nobody can
he could
do his job.
Audiobooks.
But he does. He'll read 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. He has a couple other Christmas books he reads. No, but I mean like he's not branching out from the crime TV.
He's a journalist, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. But like not all journalists are well spoken.
No.
He's so well spoken.
Everyone on that show is.
But his cadence is
including that big Italian guy.
Good. Joe.
I don't know what his name is. I only know Keith.
No, he's a bit like...
I know Keith, but I know Lester Holt.
He pulls a lot of the like, oh, she was so pretty. It's like, okay, dial it back. It doesn't really matter. That's not what we're here for. Let's move along. But also, the script is written for him. I get it. But like, his episodes sometimes...
Well, the script's written for Keith Morrison.
Is it?
It is.
He writes that himself.
You go. Like, maybe it's his writer.
I think it's his
It's his delivery.
He could be writing it himself too. I don't know who writes
Yeah.
it, but it's definitely his cadence.
It's
It's
his
the
delivery.
way. It's the way he presents
The way he
the
presents
And, like,
it
his-
is very
Yes.
Because he
unique and
talks
special.
so
Right.
slow, but it doesn't feel like you're not just like, okay, spit
He's
it
a real.
out, Keith.
He's a real actor's actor.
Oh my gosh, it's just so good.
It's like the right drama that
Yes!
you need to get.
He pauses at the right spot.
Right.
He really should get
To
into
get it across.
audiobooks.
And his stepson was.
Matthew Perry.
Yep.
Fun fact.
Did you hear Janet going on about, Gene Hackman today?
Yeah, are they saying his daughter did it?
I don't know. I googled it and
Oh,
I didn't.
really?
I didn't find anything, which leads me to believe it's not true.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, it
I was
is.
gonna say what did they find? Because last time I
He-
checked, I
he
think-
died
So
of
according to my
Alzheimer's.
aunt, according
Okay.
to my aunt,
Well, no. What's the act? She doesn't know what the actual.
so the actual was he had
His-
Alzheimer's disease,
But his wife
and
died first.
and a
of
Right.
pacemaker.
of
the mouse poop.
Yeah, whatever
Right.
the Oh fuck!
Haka?
whatever it's
Hala?
yeah, not
It's a-
haka.
Something.
Not caca. Caca's what causes the
the moose
disease.
caca. But it was like. But they couldn't find any like mouse poop or like mice in the house.
I know that's how she died, and she died first.
And he.
But did
Not
he
a
have like
rat.
early signs of Alzheimer's?
No.
or Oh
No,
no,
he was-
legit
yes.
had
Huntavirus.
Hunter.
That's it.
So she died of Huntavirus a week before he died,
Right.
And his.
and the dog died also of Huntavirus. I'm
Right.
pretty sure they believed, or they.
Oh,
Yes.
right, right.
When I
think
last saw
remember
it, they were
that.
still doing the autopsy.
Yeah,
on the dog.
yeah.
Okay.
And,
And
then
then
his
he-
pacemaker stopped.
Right. Which, if you
Ironically.
have like late stage Alzheimer's, your body will start to shut down because your brain will forget to tell your body to
tell
do
your
things.
body to do
So
things.
it was
So
a
it
number
just
of
happened
yes,
to be,
And they said that's why she was
coincidental.
dead for a week,
because he wouldn't have known,
He wouldn't have known.
and he wouldn't. Yeah, he wouldn't have. Yeah.
and he may have not even ever seen her.
But my aunt was saying that she saw somewhere on YouTube, which who the fuck knows, that his daughter was being arrested because something with she killed them for the inheritance money.
But
like a
he
conspiracy
died of
theory?
something that like
But
you
I
couldn't have
Googled
forced
it.
Yeah.
on. Like
When I
how
Googled
could
it,
you-
and the only thing I found on Google was an article
Unless
from
you put
the
all the
BBC. Was an article from the BBC.
strategically planted
Yeah.
the poop all over the house.
but like then
An
why
article
did they
from the
both die from that?
BBC that said in 2014, something like that, I forget when, he made his wife the sole heir
Oh.
to his $80 million.
Oh, but if she passes
She
away,
died first, so now the kids are entitled to it for whatever
Yes, because-
whatever the law is. I forget what it said.
well, because he's dying intestate, so his will.
But that's the only thing I saw that even involved his
Right.
children. So I can't imagine what she saw was true. And also,
I mean,
she followed up that question to me with, I also saw on YouTube that Will Smith died recently. And I'm like, I can tell you that's not true.
Yeah, he was just on TikTok dancing with the girl from Fresh Prince,
Yeah.
the younger sister. I mean,
That
not,
came across my feed and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
not that he couldn't. That couldn't
Get
have been
that
filmed.
bullshit Will
and then
Smith
he
content
died, but
off
I
my
feel like
TikTok.
Right.
if I'm seeing that, I would have also seen that he died.
Right, yes,
like if
right,
I'm being
right.
fed one video, I'm definitely being
One
fed
Will
that you
Smith-
died.
Right.
That came on my feed. I'm like, get that bullshit Will Smith content off my
It was
feed.
weird. It was really awkward.
Was it?
Well, you know, like when they try to recreate like old scenes, how they feel.
Everything he
It just
does
feels
is awkward.
awkward.
Everything he does outside of movies is awkward. I hate that his older movies are so good. Men in Black was on TBS at my parents' house the other day.
Wild
and
Wild
I'm like-
West,
I'm
phenomenal.
like, fuck, I love Men in Black
7
so
Pounds
much.
was a good one.
But I don't want to watch it because of him.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
He ruined
I
himself.
could see that.
He ruined himself.
yeah.
Yeah.
When he slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars, he ruined
Well, and then he just got weird.
Well, it's just yeah.
I mean,
I don't
it's-
know how to feel about
Well, I
it.
don't give
Yeah,
a shit
like,
about
we
his
don't
relationship
know-
with Jada Pinkett Smith.
No,
I've never
right,
liked
no,
her.
I
I think
don't-
she is a shit actress, and I've never liked her. Period.
But just his behavior afterwards, like how he handled all of it.
Yeah.
It was
When,
just
yeah,
weird.
well, I mean, like even if you took that moment out of it, because then it was the whole thing about them being separated and
like-
Or they have an
whatever,
open marriage.
whatever
maybe?
they're
Even
in,
open marriage.
whatever
yeah.
their entanglement.
I don't
shit
know what
was.
that means.
Well, I think it's open, but I think it's only her that's doing stuff because that was the entanglement. was she was having an affair with some other guy, but I'm like, how are you having an affair if you're in an open marriage?
Right.
Right. If he knows
That
of it, it's
negates
not
what
an
an affair is, but I'm like, whatever.
But
I don't
if
care.
only one of you wanted the open marriage,
But
that's
then
an
after
affair.
but then after,
then that's an affair.
I can't just be
right.
like, Brian, we have an open relationship. I'm gonna sleep with this guy.
but
And
then
he's like,
after the
no.
slap, it came out. I think they were separated and like aren't even living in the same house anymore.
Right.
And it
like,
was this
all that
whole
went
thing.
down. So it was.
And it was a weird,
Yeah.
and it was a weird turn of like, I think then she started to drag him through the mud, and I'm like, yeah, what did slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars get you, dipshit?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
Um,
So what do you got?
but
Let's do this.
I don't know what it is, so we're learning at the same
just some,
time.
just some.
I never know.
Just some house cleaning things. Really, it's
Unless I need to
It's clean.
produce a list. Then I'm
overall.
told.
Overall, what this is I want to just get rid of my Facebook.
Oh.
I don't use it outside of like finding stuff for the show, but I haven't really used it for stuff for the show for a while.
and you
and
can
there's-
get the same things from Google.
And there's so many other
Yeah.
avenues. There's Google, there's Instagram. I can go on Reddit and get stuff. Like there's so many
yeah,
other.
Reddit might actually be a.
Reddit.
There's so many other avenues
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, to start.
so I've
Reddit
been.
gets off the.
I was
off the
trying to like
rails.
go through my saved items list on Facebook to see like what
Is there anything worth it?
is there stuff worth it to keep, and then like once I'm done with it, I can finally get rid of my Facebook. But I don't know. So this first one I have. This is from 2022. That's how long it's
Oh.
been saved for.
Ooh, I love a good vintage.
Love it.
I think both of these, the first year,
They're all obsolete.
they're both
now.
BuzzFeed.
I know, right?
All the advice. We can't do this stuff anymore.
yeah.
They're both BuzzFeed. This is people are sharing red flags about teachers you can spot early, and it's super true.
Oh no.
What does that mean, though?
Yeah.
Where like they're gonna
I'm
get
curious.
So, a Reddit user asked, "What is an immediate red flag about teachers?" Students, parents, and even teachers came through with some spot-on examples. The first one is when they say, "Most of my students fail this class." They use it as a brag. Congrats, you suck at your job.
Oh, I see. Okay, so like signs that they're probably not
Not the
great.
best
Okay.
teacher. Okay. Yeah.
Um,
All right. I can.
those,
You can think about all the teachers.
Yeah.
those that primarily read off of previous teachers' notes/textbooks and then assign a lot of homework and proceed to be confused as to why no one is turning their work in right. That sentence really confuses me.
That's
So
a
like
long.
basically,
There's so
what
much
they're-
happening in that
yeah,
sentence.
that was a lot to unpack. I can't believe that was one point.
And it's only one sentence.
Right. So basically, what they're saying is, or at least how I'm interpreting it, is that teachers just read from the textbooks and then like they just wait. What is like? Hold on.
So they read from
So they
Previous
read
teachers' notes slash
or
textbooks.
So yeah, basically that's just how they teach. It's like they'll take a book and they'll just read like a paragraph, and then
They don't understand why they.
See, this
they
almost came across
it's
as like
not
a
authentic
sub.
teaching. Yeah, it does sound like a sub.
Because the
Or like a
previous
new
teacher's
teacher.
notes.
A new
yeah.
teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, if
Because if
they're
I'm
talking
subbing,
about-
I'm not subbing for the previous teacher.
No, you're.
Yeah,
And
no.
you are supposed to just read the teacher's notes. if
Yeah,
you're
that's
the
why
sub.
we make it easy for
Right.
you.
That's not a
Right.
red flag. That's a green flag.
Yes,
for a
that's what you
teacher.
do. Yeah, that's weird.
When they get annoyed if someone asks a question,
Oh,
I had that.
that does feel like a red flag. Well, the timing of the question.
And if
I
you
was
go
gonna
back-
say it depends on the time.
If you go back to our third episode of the show, you'll know what happened with the teacher that I had that.
But are they saying like
It just
just a
depends on the
question in general,
I think
not
so.
like
Yeah.
your mid sentence?
When they get annoyed if someone asks a question.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Overall,
Um,
not like the timing of your
yeah,
question.
When they're condescending when you get an answer wrong.
Okay.
When a site like Rate My Professors has a fair amount of avoid this class at all costs
oh
reviews.
my gosh,
Sure.
do you remember
Yeah,
that website?
I never used it.
I would look at it just to check on professors, but I never wrote on it because I didn't mind my professors, or if I didn't like them, like I don't know.
like
I wouldn't have like the drive to
DeSales
write
was
on
so
there and like
small.
totally like bash them.
no, I guess
Like I don't care. Like
I just didn't have any teachers where I really felt that was
Right.
necessary. Maybe if I had a really bad one.
yeah, I
But-
I remember having boring college professors, but like they weren't mean. They weren't.
Right, they weren't problematic.
Yeah.
But and like DeSales was so tiny that like
Right.
if there was a teacher who was like super hard or like no leeway, like if you miss class, they dock points. Like that word traveled fast. Like,
Right, exactly. Yeah, you heard from upperclassmen
Yeah,
like
like,
who
you just-
not to take, you
Yeah.
know, and if you did end up with them because of your schedule and how it worked,
You just knew. It's like,
yeah,
oh well,
you just knew. Okay,
sucks to suck, but here we
yeah,
are.
right. Well, I'll just power through.
Yeah.
When
Maybe
they-
that was more after us. Maybe it was like
Maybe.
coming up on.
I feel like it was like, yeah, it was big while we were in college, but maybe it's
Maybe it was bigger
bigger
late.
after.
Maybe it was just big because it was new.
Yeah,
'Cause,
right.
Like,
That's
Facebook
what I
was
mean.
huge. But it was
Right,
because it
that's
was
what I
new.
mean,
We had to
maybe.
petition to get Facebook at school.
Oh my god, that's wild.
Yeah, because you had to have a school
Right.
address, but Facebook had to accept your at desales.edu.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to petition to Facebook to like have our university accepted.
Wow.
So maybe that was the same way.
that
Where
was
like
the
it was so
same way.
big because it was new.
Not that it matters for colleges, but RFK Jr. is going really hard to get cell phones taken out of schools.
Well, I mean, they're already not supposed to be there.
Jersey did that.
And part of his logic is because
Oh, because of the radiation, I'm sure.
well, that's part of it. That's part of it because of course it is. But also,
You gotta get that weird thing you put on it.
but also something about
Or the
like
bracelet you wear that absorbs
something
it.
about how social media contributes to depression and this and that. And I'm like, then why don't you go after social
media, honey.
And like you take their
'Cause you
phones
know
away,
what's-
you think a teen's not gonna get on social media?
Well, also,
Are you an idiot?
well, also, we're gonna make it that you cannot take your phone to school because social media causes you to have depression. What do you think I'm gonna do when I leave school?
right.
I'm just gonna go on social media.
But also,
you're,
like,
you're
I'm-
only stopping me for a section of my day.
And not even
Yeah.
that much. Like I'm sure kids are using their cell phones all day at school.
I'm also
whatever.
pretty certain
But, like,
he thinks that antidepressants cause depression. So
and they all have to go to like a farm.
Yeah.
If we just sent you to a farm, it
Yeah.
would cure you.
well, if you did work, if you did like real work for a day.
Has that man ever done real work other than hauling a dead whale on his car?
I heard Trump call him Bobby, and I'm like, I
Ew,
feel like
that's-
I feel like
don't
that's
do that.
offensive. I feel like it's offensive
The
for you to call
actual
him
Bobby is rolling in his
Kennedy.
grave. Ugh. Ugh.
I just
Stop it.
Um,
Ugh.
number,
Maybe he's referring to the brainworm.
number 6. Okay. There is someone on TikTok that does such a spot on impression of RFK
His voice
Jr.
creeps me out.
And it's so funny. And he'll, every now and then, he's got in the top thing, like someone's comment that says, like, how offensive he is that he's making fun of RFK Jr.
It's not offensive.
Because
It's so easy.
Well, they're saying it's offensive because it's like a medical defect or whatever they call it. And the guy's like,
How did he get it? Like, did he go swimming in open water in Florida? Like, how did he get
I
it?
don't know.
Does he have syphilis?
The man eats like buffalo that he found on the side of the road. I don't know.
Why does his voice sound like that?
yeah,
I
that's
don't
another
know.
good point. I always wondered that.
Like, is he well, he did heavy drugs.
He was a former heroin addict.
But that wouldn't affect your voice.
Like everyone keeps
Yeah.
pointing out.
That goes in your veins.
Love the fact that a
Well,
former
maybe not. Pipe.
love the fact that a former heroin addict now runs Health and Human Services.
You know, he's like, I got clean, you can too. It's
You
like,
can
okay,
do
you're
anything.
You're a fucking Kennedy. You didn't do that willingly. You were probably this close to getting a needle in your eye. Okay.
I really the other day.
and don't think they won't.
I commented on something that was about him, and it was about his stances on mental health, and it was really in the back of my head of like,
Just a little tap tap.
I really want to comment and be like, I think you should all know his family's stance on how you solve mental
Yeah.
health in America.
But hers wasn't a mental health problem.
No, she was a lesbian.
She was rebellious. She was a rambunctious female.
They were roommates.
Yeah. And she was a lesbian.
Um,
Rosemary. No, what was her name?
JFK's sister.
Not Rosemary.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Oh, what was her name?
I don't remember.
Yeah, JFK's sister was lobotomized for being a little bit too rambunctious and maybe a lesbian. And then they
100%
like
was
put her in a home because it obviously didn't work because lobotomies don't really work.
Right.
So she was put into a home because she was basically a vegetable and no one ever came to visit her and they just ignored it. And then like at the time, I think they could conceal it, but like not anymore.
We learned that in that great
What was her name?
series with
it might have
Greg Kinnear as JFK.
Yeah, and it was wild. Because, like, there was literally nothing wrong with her. She used to sneak out.
Yeah.
Like, she was literally just like
And then we watched Chappaquiddick.
oh, God, even worse. Which one was that?
Ted? Is that Ted Kennedy?
Yeah. Where he gets in the DUI with the girl and she drowns.
Was he the plane one? No.
No, he didn't die.
No.
No.
But didn't one, or maybe they all, I don't know.
One of them just
Was it
died in a
JFK Jr.
plane
that
Bobby.
died in the
crash.
plane? No,
Bobby.
Bobby got shot, didn't he?
Robert,
Yeah, who's Bobby?
who's beautiful.
Yeah,
He's
'cause
like the most good
'cause
looking.
Was he also running for president?
Yeah.
Or no, he was running for. Was it president?
I think it was Robert who died in a plane crash. Because I remember an incredibly
many of them.
awful
So
joke
many.
And they're all
when it
dead.
happened.
They,
It was that's the only reason I remember. It was like, what's his favorite drink? Ocean Spray, because he died in a plane crash. Like, I don't. That's like the only Kennedy.
Oh god.
But it was whatever
But,
it was, like the
yeah.
90s. But it was just one of those like,
That's what
oh
happens.
god.
That's what happens over time. We've talked about it on this show. It's 2025, and some of the most frequent jokes I see on social media are about 9/11.
Did you see the one I just sent you? Where the girl's like opening her journal and it's legit a
Oh,
drawing
yeah.
of 9/11,
Yes.
and I'm like, what is happening?
But isn't it like an NSYNC?
Yes. And then you open it and it is a drawing, and not like in a creepy way.
No.
Like it wasn't like, oh, here's a troubled.
No, it's
teen.
like a
Yeah.
this happened today.
She
like
she
this
has like an
happened.
NSYNC journal, and she has like entries.
oh my
What you
God.
was
Well, I said at my parents' house, there's a whole
And I was sitting
like it was
Brian,
for the
like, what is
yearbook. It
this?
was a whole thing that we had to do about the firefighters and stuff on 9/11, and I'm like, I don't remember any of this.
Wow.
I guarantee if you went through mine, it's all in there. I was in what, 7th grade? No,
I was in 7th grade.
9th grade.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
10th grade?
Yeah. How old are you?
38.
Oh, I'm 36. Are you only 2 years older than me? I thought you were.
Well, I might be 3 years ahead in school. No, I'm a baby in school, so no.
Okay. All right.
I'll be 39 in May.
in May. Okay, so yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so I was in 10th grade.
Okay. Yeah.
Wild.
That's crazy.
Number 6. When they say your teacher in college would never allow this all the time. Well, that's awkward because I have multiple degrees now, and I've never had a college professor give a shit about any of the things high school teachers said they would.
Oh, so this is more.
So more high school then.
Yeah, and when we were in high school, I don't think we had Rate My Teacher.
When they refuse
I
to
couldn't imagine.
admit
That's wild.
when they're wrong or made a mistake.
Yeah.
When they say the bell does not dismiss you, I do.
Ew.
Oh yeah. I hate it when
Ew. That's
teachers
very
said
like
that.
old school.
That's very. I had a teacher do that in high school.
But like, I have another class I have to get to,
Right.
and when the bell rings,
Yeah,
that
like,
does.
I'm going to be late.
Yeah.
And get written up.
Right.
If you do not let me go.
Or I'm gonna have to bolt from one end to the other.
Right.
When they require a doctor's note for any and all absences.
Ew.
My
I thought that was the school, not
That
a
was
te-
more. Yeah, I was gonna say that was more a school thing.
Maybe like elementary school, because you're in the same classroom all day.
Well, it doesn't specify what
I never-
grade level.
I guess it could be
So it
college.
could have been a college professor. I don't know.
What college professor? Do you know how many times I just was like, I don't want to go.
college.
I don't know.
They don't give a
These are
shit.
very.
My son's kindergarten teacher liberally gave kids detention for not sitting still. Huge fucking red
Oh, we
flag.
watched the.
They're
we
4,
read a
5, and
Reddit thing about this,
6-year-olds.
didn't we?
Oh my gosh.
Where like, am I the asshole for being mad at the teacher for giving my son detention in kindergarten because he couldn't sit still?
I don't remember. Maybe.
Maybe I read. Maybe
Doesn't
I.
sound familiar
That
to
teacher
me,
should
but-
not be in kindergarten.
Right, it was definitely like kindergarten, and
Yeah.
they wouldn't sit still, and they were giving them detentions, and I'm like,
And they do detentions in elementary school?
well, I know they do. They do
In
detention.
school suspension.
Yeah, it's usually
Oh,
that
I guess, but
because you don't. The kids don't stay after or
Please.
Saturdays.
I had that.
adults can't sit still, honey.
But also, it's their first time in like a real school.
Yeah.
Yes, they went to pre-K maybe, but like It's different. They
It's
weren't
different.
in a school with like kids who are 10 years older
I
than
would
them.
have kids like during snack time, like, you know, like when you eat snack and stuff, like I would have students like sit down and eat, or like they just couldn't, and I'm like, listen, take the chair away and just stand, and they would
Right.
just stand. I'm like, do you want to sit, do you want to stand? And I do that with
Yeah.
Leah, because I'm like, do you need
Sometimes
to sit?
you just need to stand.
and they just need to stand, and just get their wiggles out and they're good.
Well,
like,
and,
they
like,
stay put, they don't run around.
Feel all the gravity push down
Yes,
into
like,
your
that's
feet.
that's what they need.
You want to
Yeah.
stand up to eat? Sure, that's what we do.
When the student asks the teacher continuously for help understanding the lesson or homework, and the teacher replies, "Read the material,"
Oh,
every
no.
time.
No,
Oh,
That's not
I had a
helpful.
teacher do that too.
that's
In
not
high school, yeah.
helpful.
Well, why don't you read? Go back and read.
It's like I did.
It's like, no, I need it explained a different way, which
Right.
is what you
Right.
need to do as a teacher. That's
What
part
are you
of your
here for?
profession.
What are you here for exactly? If all I'm doing is reading.
Yep.
Edit that one. When they favor some students but treat others horribly. There's a teacher at my school who's all friendly with the popular students. They can walk in high, skip class, fuck around. She doesn't care. She thinks it's funny. But she yelled at a girl for not making eye contact with her when she was talking to her.
Ew!
And she always yells at the unpopular kids over the smallest things.
Sounds
I
like
know.
that teacher was a dork. In
I
high
didn't
school.
have those teachers, but I knew those teachers at high school.
I mean, there was definitely ones that were friendly with like the athletes or the this or the that, but like I never had ones that then like put down the other students.
Yeah.
Like we had a
So-
lot that were close with athletes because
Right.
they're kids or they were also
Or they were a
involved.
coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was never like me, the non-athlete,
Yeah.
couldn't forge a relationship with that teacher. It just wasn't as
Right.
organic because I didn't have that.
So
Like,
I have
connection.
an experience. It's not to this degree, I will say, but basically it's how I passed physics, basically. It was me and my friend Becca. We took it together. We were like, we're in this together. We got this, not the best teacher. He just was an ass. Like, everybody knew he was an
Sometimes-
ass. So it's like, again,
Uh-huh.
you got assigned to him. You just got to power through. Anyway, physics was really hard.
It really
was
hard.
really, really hard for both of us. But me and Becca were the only ones that actually like gave him like respect.
Yep.
Like we were kind to him. We tried our best, even though we bombed every single quiz and test like known to man. I don't think I got above a C. Maybe. Like I kid you not. But somehow by the grace of God, I got a B. And I was like, that's good. Like I pass. And you know, and I still have the card. Like, I don't know, I guess with our textbooks we had like a card or something that said like it belonged to us or something, and on
Oh.
the back, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this
Yep,
special
it goes-
textbook
yep.
number, yes. And I kept it, and on the back I wrote, I survived physics, and me and my friend Becca signed it. But he failed everybody else because they were all jerks to him. I'm like, you guys don't understand the
Yep,
secret.
sometimes-
You gotta be kind to him.
Right. Sometimes that's the way
You
to
know?
go.
So,
But at least like that was
so like I said, yeah, like it wasn't to that degree of
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you
It
know,
wasn't
I'm
just
popular,
because you were
I'm-
this, that. Yeah. It was because
It was because
You were
like,
just
I needed to
a
pass
nice
this.
student, yes.
Yeah, I have to pass this. I'll be kind to you.
well, and I feel like
Even
there was
though I
a
think you're an ass. Like
there were
I do
a-
not like you.
there were a lot of teachers where it was like, I'm just gonna try my hardest and hope
Right.
that if I just
Yeah.
be good in here, you'll help me out.
Yeah.
And I feel like it works.
It works.
Like,
yeah.
because they don't. I mean, maybe some of them do, but I feel like they don't want you to fail.
No, teachers don't
Like-
like fail anybody. No.
They at least want you to be able
They
to
want you
move
to
on.
try, yeah.
right. So they're
willing.
gonna award the effort.
Right. Oh yeah. We get
Ugh,
that.
physics was so hard.
When they use your grades as leverage, like be glad you have a 96, I can make it a 0.
Ew,
Not cool.
ew. That's more
Yeah.
like threatening.
That gives
Yeah,
off
that's very-
big, like,
Yes.
when you get pulled over by a cop.
Yeah, like
I know, right?
I wrote you up for this, but I could have written you up for this.
yeah. I'm just gonna
Oh,
give you a
yeah.
warning, but
I'm the hero in this situation.
Yeah, and it's like, all right.
and then they
sir,
give your kids a
hop
sticker,
off.
and it's like,
Yeah. It's
excuse
like,
me,
fuck off.
Ryan got pulled over, and then the guy for speeding, and the guy literally gave Tony a sticker.
And Robin. He
Robin
handed-
was like
And then
3
he
days old.
He handed them to me. It was 2 stickers. They handed them to me.
I mean,
Gave me a warning.
of the cops that we've ever interacted with, he was actually, like,
Well, he didn't say much.
kind.
It was just kind of like license and registration. Gave it to him. He
Yeah.
went back, came back up. Like
He's like, listen, just be careful back here. Like,
Yeah.
I can tell you know where you're going. He's like, just drive slow. And then
Well,
gave
that
him the
road-
stickers.
Nice.
But it was
that
like
road
really
is-
awkward.
Stickers.
I
That's so
have
weird.
lived in this area.
Thanks, sir, for
I've lived in this area
interrupting
my
dad.
entire life.
We did say thank you, but everybody in the car was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I have lived in this area my entire life. I have driven that road. I can't tell you how many
It's
times.
over by the power plant.
It
Like
is-
from
The
here.
windy road?
Yeah,
It
like
is
from here to the power.
35
Right.
miles an hour. I do not understand why it's 35
But you
miles
grew
an hour.
up there, so it's like...
No one drives 35 miles an hour
No.
on that road.
God, no.
And that's odd. That's what they do.
They sit back there.
They go and sit back there because no one's back there, so they can be on their computer and do nothing. And then when someone comes flying by, they can go pull them over, and make it look like they're doing their job. I got pulled over there twice on that road.
I get so paranoid.
One was coming home,
Yeah.
and it was one. I think it was a day in the summer. I was leaving work to come here, and I had to get whatever and go right back. So I was like in a rush, and the guy pulled me over, and we were at those baseball fields. Well,
Yeah.
we were at that intersection there. It's weird. And he told me to pull up into the baseball field, so I did. And then he just gave me a warning.
I wonder if they give everybody warnings.
Well, he asked like I forget what he said, and it was one of the first like nice days outside. So I had my windows down, I had my music up, like it was whatever.
Yeah.
He understood.
Yeah, and the other, it was just like so
The only
awkward.
time I've ever gotten a ticket was out on Ridge Pike,
Well,
it
out
goes-
there, they're
where
out
in front
for
of
blood.
the dealership where it goes from 2 lanes to 1 in front of John Kennedy. The car next to me was texting. I could see them texting.
Oh, that's frustrating.
So I went to go around them. It's 45, I think, there.
Yeah.
Well, of course, when I go around them,
You
then
have
they
to go-
speed up. So I had to go
Right.
60 miles an hour to get past them. And then, of course, you don't pull the guy over on his phone. You pull me over for speeding.
Well, because they're not actually watching. He's just listening for the beeps on the radar.
And the second
Absolutely.
and the second he gets up to the window, I have to let you know I'm wearing a body camera. I'm like, oh God. License registration.
I
gave
didn't
it to
realize
him.
they like had to announce
Yeah.
it.
Gave it to him.
Sense.
and
Yeah, he's
then-
never really thought about it.
And then he came back.
Because like I'm in the wrong, so go
And
ahead
then
and
he
record
came
it.
back
Nothing I can do.
like,
Yeah.
you were doing 60 and a 45, but I wrote you up doing 55.
So
I
there was no
forget.
points.
I forget what he
Right.
wrote me up as, and I'm like, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, this doesn't make sense because it says right here on the ticket that I was going 60 miles an hour.
But the citation he gave you.
I
was
understand
less.
that,
less.
but it doesn't make
Right.
sense.
Yes,
Lesser.
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But he did fully like, oh, I did this. I'm like, thank you so much.
It's better than when I got pulled over and the cop walked up to 4 girls in a minivan with his humongous gun pushed up against the car.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think is going on in here?
He knew.
Funny.
I'm like,
He knew.
we were speeding to Applebee's.
He knew.
For the margaritas.
I was 17.
yeah, right.
Like, it was very uncomfortable. And he gave me a
Oh, and I
ticket, and then my
forgot-
dad gave him shit.
And I forgot about that guy that pulled me over when we were going to.
Oh, yeah. He was just weird.
Where were we going?
My parents' no, Mimi's house, probably.
Yeah, I think so. For
At Cotillo's. Where you cross ice.
we came across Cotillo's. The car coming down the hill had its turn signal on, and they were well away from that intersection. And they had their turn signal on, so I went. As I'm coming across High Street, I notice he is behind that car, and I'm like, I know he's going to turn in here and pull me over. For what? I don't know, but he's going to pull me over for something. Sure enough, we get down through the S curve there, and I see him behind me. I'm like, you've got to be
I was like, what's
kidding
happening?
me.
Wow.
And of course, it's in where my parents live and where my dad's a fireman and all that shit. And they're all new cops. They don't know who I am. They don't
Right,
know who my
they don't
dad is.
know.
And this was the funniest because every interaction I've ever had with a cop has been for speeding. And it's very obvious, it's like, I'm aware I was speeding. That one on Ridge Pike took every fire I beat and I'd be like, why
I
did you
would've-
pull that fucking asshole
I would have
over?
said, I was speeding
But I
up
was
to
like,
get around
whatever.
the car that was.
Well, I didn't. I probably would have if he didn't immediately come to me like RoboCop, like I have to tell you I have a body camera on. I'm like,
But I would have
okay.
definitely said it. Like, get this on
Yeah.
recording. The
What
guy
was
the guy next to me was texting, and I was trying to get away from him because I was
Yeah.
afraid he was going to hit me.
He did
Right.
that, and I was just like, whatever. I'm not. I know you're.
Because
gonna
I
give
feel
me
like
this.
he wouldn't have given you a ticket.
No, he would have because he had a body camera on. That's why I just immediately was like, whatever. Because every time I've been pulled
Maybe.
over, it's in these
don't know.
It's their discretion.
it's on this back road.
But then it's also like, what would he have done?
Yeah.
you could
Like,
find
the car
it,
is
but-
already...
It's on the back road, back here. Neither one of my body cameras on. So it was just a casual conversation. But like I said, that guy came in hot.
Was he like a young cop? That's so weird.
He was... No.
Maybe because of where you were, maybe there's more like.
Or in the current climate of today, the body camera... And how long have they had body cameras in Limerick? I have no idea.
It
it's
just
probably-
seems weird.
so it's
Like it's
probably
just
newer.
a random. But I
Like,
guess
he
I mean
came
they
out-
all start as a random.
He came out the
stop.
gate with it, and it wasn't like a casual, like, I have to tell you I have a body camera on. Like, it was very clinical, like, this is
Yeah.
my script. So I was just like, whatever, take my shit and give me a ticket and get the fuck out of here. But that guy came up to the window and was like, oh, do you know why I pulled you over? And I'm like, not really. And he was like, you don't? And I'm like, no, I don't.
Like, please.
And you were in the passenger seat, which is where the cars were coming from. Well, that car almost slammed into the back of you. And I'm like,
What? I'm like, don't you think I would have seen that?
I was just like, oh, okay, sorry.
He didn't give you a ticket though.
Oh,
No.
he didn't give you a
He
ticket.
ran my shit and then like, oh.
Because they hope that they only pull you over because they hope that your plates are
Yeah.
expired, your registration's
Yeah.
expired,
They
your
hope they
license
can
is
get
expired.
something, Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And he's
or
just like, "Oh,
things
this-
don't match, or there's a warrant.
Just try to be more careful. And of course, just try to be more careful. Especially with the little guys in the back. I'm like, fuck off.
I'm waiting for Tony to like say something to the
Like,
cops.
cry.
No,
Or
no,
just say something
Yeah.
like, I like,
like-
your hat, or
And
whatever.
we're just like,
Well, something's going to happen to me because it's going to happen a third time. And I'm going to be like, please do not bring up my kids. You are the second cop to acknowledge that I have children in the back seat. And I'm like, don't do that. Don't pull me over for speeding. Like, oh, be careful. There's those kids in the back seat. It's like, you're a fucking asshole. Don't talk to me like I'm a piece of shit because I'm speeding with my kids in the car. Like,
meanwhile, the
fuck
guy
you.
next to me was literally texting and driving.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that I didn't have
And
the
he
kids.
probably
then.
had kids in his car.
Probably.
I didn't have kids. Then.
Were you with me when I got pulled over? Yeah, twice. I have been pulled over for suspected DUI when I'm
Yeah.
not drinking. Like,
oh my gosh.
I was the designated driver for a bachelorette party, and I
oh my god.
had a headlight or a taillight out.
Oh.
And it was like 2 a.m, and I'm taking
Yeah.
the bride home.
Okay, yeah.
And like I get pulled over, and of course, like the bride is like trying to talk to the cop.
yeah.
And he's like, oh, have you been drinking? I'm like, well, she has. I'm the DD.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you have a taillight out. You can go.
Yeah.
And then we were driving home from the movies. Oh, no. It wasn't me. It was the car in front of us. I was pulled over again
Yes.
for like a headlight.
The
And I
car
was
in front
like-
of us had both taillights out.
Yeah. And
Oh, I hate
No.
that though.
or a headlight and a taillight?
No, the car in front of us had no taillights. And I'm
And-
not confident they had brake lights.
Oh my god.
Because nothing on the back of that car was lit up. 'Cause
I know.
Was I driving?
No, I was.
Yeah. Because we rolled up on it.
And I was like, oh my God, there's a car there.
Yeah, it was like, oh shit.
And it was like, we
And then the cop went
hit
around.
him.
The cop
Right.
went, no.
He came out.
We got to an intersection and he came out and I'm like, he's definitely going to pull that guy over.
Yeah,
And sure
he
enough,
did.
you watched, I think that
Yeah.
guy turned or something and you watched the
It
cop
was like
turn
the
right
first
after
time
him
we
and then he
were
turned his
like
lights on.
present when we saw a car that like, I mean, whatever, like
Yeah.
should get pulled over and actually did.
Yeah, one of the first
That's
moments
exciting.
where you see a cop that should be pulling someone over.
Yeah, and it
Right.
wasn't like trying to pull me over.
Not
for,
Right,
me on
for
422
hoping for a
getting
DUI.
passed by someone doing 90 and there's not a cop in sight.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Um,
Amen to that.
it always happens.
Always.
And I always want to call.
Yeah, I know.
You can call 911, say like I need a cop, and then you can give them their license plate.
Yeah.
But it just feels like weird.
I know.
Unless
not
you
gonna
suspect
do
a
anything.
DUI.
they're not going to do anything.
If you,
But
yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I
they
mean.
will.
Like,
What are they going to do?
They send a cop.
where?
where?
though? How do you know where the car is going?
Well, I'm on 422 going here, and there's a car in front of me doing this. We're at this exit.
If that car's going fast enough, they're not. They don't care.
well, like
that car is
a
gone.
DUI.
That's
I
what I
don't.
mean.
But
How can they
What are
track
they gonna
them,
do?
Kel?
well, they have their license plate. They can find them.
They don't give a shit.
I don't know.
How are they gonna? Yeah, they have their address, but like, what if the person's not going home? What if
Well,
they're
they
going
can't.
in-
Once you get off the road, they can't give you DUI
They
anymore.
don't care.
Right. So.
So because you could just have.
They don't care.
I was just so shocked. I started drinking when I got home. I can't prove it. We've had people do that.
They'll come to your location and they'll pull you over for speeding.
Probably.
Yeah, 100%.
Where are you? I'm like, I'm not telling you that. They're like, are you the one that called 911? What? No.
Not me.
I would never. But, like, that's the reason I don't ever call. Because I'm like, I don't know, like... Or, like, what...
I didn't know if that was a thing.
You can report, like, aggressive driving.
Well, yes, you can report, but, like, yeah, would 911 be...
What will they do? Can they actually fix it? I mean, I think so.
But like I
Especially
said,
when-
my question would be, how would they find them?
I think you stay on the phone. Just like if
And
you...
follow them?
Or, like, okay, like, they're still here. They got off at this exit. Like, if you were on the highway. It wouldn't work if you were on like, a back road. It would really only work if you were on the highway. And you would just, like, stay where they're within eyeshot. And
911, I'm in citizen's pursuit.
yeah, citizen's arrest. You know, sometimes you just gotta... I'm protecting 422.
You gotta be superhero.
You're right. No one's protecting that road. It's the worst road ever.
It is.
And
every man
this,
for
I will
himself.
stand by this.
And
If
it's
you
just
have a
worse.
sticker on your car that says 422 sucks, you're the reason that 422 sucks. You're the one weaving in and out. You're the one trying to get where you're going too fast. This
If
road
you have a
moves.
I
sticker-
have not
The way-
seen many 422
I don't see them
bumper
anymore.
stickers.
There for a while, like right before COVID, when I was
Yeah?
driving to
If
Bluebell,
you have a sticker on your car that has
the railroad.
an RR on
Do you
it,
have one?
I used to. I
You
don't.
drive-
Every time I've ever been cut off,
you drive like a piece of shit.
they have
I will say that I can attest to. Yes,
And now,
Well, now that I know who owns the place, it makes sense.
Now-
but I
But-
don't. Wait, you know the owner?
well, no,
he-
we just it's
What was his name?
The guy
who
with
was
the dumb
running-
signs.
He was running for
Oh,
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
him.
forget what his name is.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a piece
Okay.
of shit.
Not
Okay.
great.
We don't like him. That's
No, not a great guy.
I mean, I
I
don't
was
care.
just thinking
I don't
like
care for the
connections
restaurant.
to unlimited
but-
grilled cheeses. That's what I was thinking. So that's okay.
No, we don't
You
know him.
have-
We just know
you
who
do-
it is.
You know who it is.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Well, what was really funny was, like, my mom knows someone who she's pretty confident was, like, heavily involved in his campaign. And then she didn't really understand why I didn't like him. And I'm like, now, everything you talking about the person you know is negative.
right.
So why do you think,
yeah.
like, put two and two together, and maybe you'll understand why I don't like the guy.
Yeah. Well, and like he was trying to fix an intersection where we were like, there's more.
That one out there!
Yeah, and we're like, there's other intersections you should focus on that before that one.
What was he trying to fix? The intersection at the railroad.
Yeah, because, opposite the railroad.
No.
like where you.
So no,
the
because
one where it's like.
So where you have to leave the railroad.
yeah.
no, but it's up one where that nice house is with
Oh,
all the
that road.
inflatables.
Yeah, but it's
Yes,
right
yeah.
there.
It's where all the tractor trailers go. They were trying to widen the road because all the tractor trailers take too
I
wide.
thought he was
Yeah.
putting a light in.
Yeah, but I think it was no. They wanted to widen the
They want to
road
widen it.
to make it easier for the tractor trailers to get in and out of whatever that is.
Gotcha.
Last three. When the
Alright,
position
so
can't
teachers.
remain staffed for multiple years in a row.
When the what?
When the
Position.
position can't
Oh.
remain staffed for multiple years in a row. That has to be an indictment of both the quality of teachers being recruited and the administration.
Why is that a teacher red flag?
That's more like a school
School.
admin
Yeah,
red flag. or
Sticking
school
strictly to
environment.
textbooks or teaching by reading directly from the textbook or their PowerPoint.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they always, and always is in italics, show a movie. Sometimes it makes sense, but all the time, something's up. Yeah, something's up. They're the cool teacher.
But I thought that was just like
Maybe we don't feel like teaching.
yeah, I felt like that was just when they needed
Yes.
a break. I wouldn't call that a red flag.
Shut up
that's
and watch
not a
the
red
movie,
flag.
kid.
Or like always is in like every
That
class
was an adult.
period.
That was 100%
Yeah.
an adult. No child's like, man, this guy shows movies all the time. What a
Yeah.
piece of shit.
No. Kelly, you're absolutely right. If we are feeling not as great,
Yeah.
we pop in a movie. Like if they're not, or even like if they're just not getting like
Yeah.
how I'm presenting, I'm like, okay, look at this. Does this make
or
sense?
like you know, you get a sense that like maybe today is not a good day
Yeah.
for anyone. Let's watch this
Yep.
instead.
Oh yeah,
Like
100%. That is not a red flag.
yeah.
Nope.
Although, but it did say always. So are they saying like every class you watch a
I
movie?
guess
then
yeah.
that's
Then
that would be
that
red
would
flag.
be yeah.
But like, not just like pop it in a movie now and then.
Oh my god.
Who didn't love when you saw the rolling cart TV come on?
Mm-hmm.
That's when you knew it was the best day ever.
That's when you knew it was nap time.
Yep.
Or, because it was never a good movie.
It was, and it was always boring, but like...
It's what the school has to offer.
It was.
I had a
And that's
sub.
what the teacher assigned, so they had to do it, you know?
We had a sub for a hot minute in high school. High school? No, middle school. That swore. And that was when you knew it was going to be a good day.
Oh, boy.
He only subbed like 2 or 3 times because some
Somebody's,
told.
yep.
prude ass narc fucking told on him. I'm like, get the hell.
I had a professor in college who said that I don't trust you if you don't swear at least once in this class.
Yeah.
So in the papers, I used to just sneak in some curse words.
Pepper it in.
It was also a theology class.
For part 1 of this episode. And join us again next week for part 2. We love you, and as always, thank you for being a friend.